Welcome everyone to a brand new series here on the channel, Matchups from A to Z, featuring ARoy and yours truly. In this series, we'll play out a new matchup each month, learning what works and what doesn't. This series is inspired by one of the legendary Unmatched series here on YouTube by none other than ZeroSkater12 and his Matchup of the Month. You can find his channel linked in the description below. Huge shout out to him. All that being said, our first ever matchup on this channel will be Houdini taking on Wyatt Earp. Can one of the newest additions to the Unmatched roster take down the most feared magician? Time to find out. Also, if you enjoy this type of content and want to see more of the series, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below any matches you're hoping to see us cover in the future. Now let's get into it. Welcome to the analysis section of the video, where I'll go over my overall thoughts on the match, as well as my strategy going into this before playing it from each character's perspective. Starting with Wyatt Earp. In this match, I'm expecting a damage race. Both characters, Wyatt and Houdini, have more than enough damage to kill the other. And here on a map like the Alamo, there's going to be a lot of interaction. This map, I think, is pretty good for Wyatt, especially going first here. That will give me an opportunity to focus on Houdini very quickly and put pressure on him, both in terms of damage and in terms of hand pressure. I want to have more cards in my hand than he has in his. First and foremost, that draw is going to come from the ability. By winning combat, I'm going to be able to draw more cards and gain more free actions to attack. Hopefully, winning combats quite frequently by getting my fives. You're just going to stand there and bleed, as well as getting my second shots and being able to boost them with something like Fan the Hammer. Additionally, I also want to get my Doc Holiday cards, both Your Daisy if you do, to draw cards, and win combat hopefully on a 4, as well as getting I have 2 guns, 1 for each of you. Another 4 value attack that should win combat more often than not into Houdini. Now, when it comes to the defensive side of things, I do have a full package of cancels that are actually a little bit better, with Better Swear Me In. It can be played by either Doc or Wyatt, which is really important in this match. And it lets me reveal the top card of my opponent's deck and put it on the bottom, which I'm going to be hunting for important cards from Houdini. I'll talk more about that later. But the big reveal, for instance, would be a great card to put on the bottom of Houdini's deck. Or if I see something that has a really high boost value, I could also be prepared to play Bring Him to Justice and reveal that card and get a really nice high value block. In general, I want to be putting a lot of pressure early, and I want to be able to keep Doc Holiday alive. I think if Doc dies early, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble, but if I'm able to put pressure on Houdini and force him to have to continue to maneuver to keep cards in his hand, he's not going to be able to kill Doc super easily, and that's going to give me all the time I need to finish him off. In terms of Bess, I might have to kill her, but we'll wait and see if that's going to be something that feels necessary in this match or not. Usually, if you can, I like to just not deal with Bess. It's 5 health that I don't need to get through. But sometimes Houdini can play this nice little swap, and that's pretty annoying. However, in this match, and we'll talk about it in a second here, playing the swap is not the end of the world for Wyatt, as it's only a blank 3, and he's likely to still win combat with most of his big attacks. And if it's a smaller attack, it's not so bad. If it's a Marshal and an Outlaw, I'm still forcing a discard from Houdini, and if it's Gunfight at the OK Corral, I am still going to get to put 2 damage into somebody, and if that's Houdini, then I'll be happy. Lastly, in terms of schemes, it's important to note in Vino Veritas is a Doc only scheme, so if Doc goes down pretty quickly, I won't be able to play this, which would allow me to draw until I have 4 cards in my hand and gain a free action to attack. Really useful in hand pressure situations when we're both low cards in hand. As well as You Die First could be nice on this map. There's a lot of areas where just moving 1 space can put you into a much wider zone for me to shoot you with. But we'll see if it comes up super frequently. Luckily, is a Wyatt card, so if Doc goes down, I'll still have this as an option to keep pressure on Houdini. In terms of the start here, I expect to probably want to put Doc here and move in with both fighters to put pressure on Houdini from the get-go. From there, we'll see where the game goes, but that's sort of my plan. Full send, pressure, 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 pressure as much as I can. And of course, keeping things like Better Swear Me In for defense, probably also needing to keep Huckleberry potentially as a defense, given how much Houdini can throw offensively. Moving on to the Houdini game plan here, Houdini is a fighter who with the right cards, can kill just about anybody. His ability, allowing him to boost and teleport all over the map, makes him one of the scariest fighters in the game. Combine that, of course, with huge attacks like the Big Reveal that can be boosted twice, and he gets to keep one of those cards. 4 copies of Flourish, 3 value card that he can boost. Sleight of Hand, which lets him see your defense basically and choose what he attacks with. And a litany of other very strong cards and boost effects. Notably in this match, Set the Stage. When I'm Houdini, I'm going to be mulliganing for Set the Stage. I'm going to want this card in my hand early. I think you always do. And you just want to rip out whatever card that you think your opponent has they have in their hand that is their best defense. Usually it's a cancel, but potentially if I rip out, say, one of Doc's only defenses and can kill Doc early, that's going to be really nice for me as Houdini. Notably, having Magician here isn't as valuable as in other matches. Wyatt doesn't have any way to look at my hand, so the passive effect here won't matter, but it is really nice to have a 4 boost, and it is of course really nice to have the potential to play it for 2 draw and an action gain, especially if we're going to get pressured early here, starting in the 2nd spot. The interesting debate here will be misdirection. Do we want to play the cancel, or would we rather just boost for 2 damage? I think this happens a lot in Houdini games. Usually you choose to go with the 2 damage. In this one, of course, I would like to play the 2 damage, but I will have to think about if I want to cancel any of the effects. Unfortunately, it is only a 2 value block, and that's likely not going to win combat, and not winning combat is not very good against Wyatt. Sometimes it's okay to take if you're going to lose combat anyways, because he's just going to gain another free action to attack and hit you regardless. And yeah, it can be an interesting decision. I think I'm going to try to not play this as much as I can and just use it for the boost value. I want to be hitting Wyatt a ton. I also want to kill Doc super quickly. I think in this match as Houdini, I'm going to be focused on killing Doc and then getting to Wyatt. I think I have more than enough damage to take out both of them. And Doc just doesn't have that many defenses. If I can kill him without spending too much value, it'll be really nice. I'm okay if I spend 1 Big Reveal. I'm okay if I spend 1 Flourish and something else. I don't want to spend, 2 Flourishes, both of them boosted just to deal him like 4 damage, and, wasting cards on that. I don't want to spend too much value killing an 8 health sidekick when I still got to deal with a 15 health main guy, and that's what's going to matter in this, of course. Killing Wyatt, we'll see what happens from there. Importantly speaking, Grand Escape, I think, is going to be the most valuable defense to have, especially as we get into the middle game, when some of my defenses have been depleted and we're kind of tussling for who will have card advantage. Not letting Wyatt get his ability off here by boosting this with a 3 would guarantee, but a 2 might just be enough, or even a 1 into some of his attacks if it's just a 3, and allowing me to teleport. Being able to win combat with Grand Escape is always important because of the after combat, but in this match will be especially important to stop Wyatt's ability, and this will be a full counter to Wyatt's game plan in most cases. Also, all part of the show, could be an interesting card to debate. Normally you have this Houdini debate of if you play it for healing or if you want to save it, try to defend with it, get killed, and then revive with 4 health in any space. If I have this card late game, definitely will be thinking about keeping it for the revive, because not only does it stop from dying, of course, which is really nice, it also lets me get away from Wyatt, which can stop his combo turn of action gain attacks. Lastly, of course, if I can have Smoke and Mirrors early game, that is always really nice while Bess is alive, to be able to use that to on attacks into Houdini from Wyatt, or from Doc even, just to offload some damage into her, because at the end of the day, she is really there to be a sponge, a damage sponge, at least in this match. Moving on to a few key interactions in this match, I think there are 2 main sequences that I wanted to look at. The first is Wyatt attacking with, you're just going to stand there and bleed, or second shot into one of the following: Grand Escape, Vanishing Act, or Smoke and Mirrors. So I already talked a little bit about Grand Escape. This, if you have a 3 boost in hand as Houdini, you'll really want to prevent Wyatt from winning combat with the 5. Normally, Houdini could potentially boost this with like a 2 if he's planning on attacking and he's adjacent to them, and okay taking 1 damage, but into Wyatt, taking 1 damage is not very good at all because it gives him his ability. Similarly, second shot is a little bit of a mind game. If Wyatt doesn't have a 3 boost in hand, then boosting with a 3 as Grand Escape isn't super nice, because you're kind of just wasting a really high boost value for no reason. But if you don't boost with a 3, there's a chance that Wyatt does have it, and he boosts over and wins combat. Importantly for Houdini, I think he'll want to avoid this interaction to second shot, but if he does, it'll be a little bit of a thought process of what to boost with, and maybe a little bit of card counting to see what does Wyatt have left, and what can you expect that he'll be willing to get rid of to win combat. I think in general, you'll want to make sure and secure it anyways as Houdini, but there could be a couple of times where you're in a little bit of a debate. Also, from the Wyatt side of things, you don't have to boost if Houdini does. He can boost with a 3 boost and make his a 5, great, then you're not going to boost your second shot. You're not Houdini, you don't have boost effects. Keep the card in your hand, save it for another day. Now, also into Vanishing Act here, either one of these can easily win combat, but Vanishing Act allows Houdini to move one of the fighters in the combat up to 3 spaces, and that can stop the action gain attacks. If you can push Wyatt away, or you can get Houdini out of there, you can. It doesn't matter if he can gain a free action to attack, he won't be able to hit you. Now, he can still do the card draw, and that's important. And that might be what you force him to do. He can also move 1 space, and if it's, you know, a little bit of a tricky situation, he might just be able to move 1 space and still be able to hit you no matter where you go. But with the right positioning, this card could be a really important combo breaker for Houdini, similar to Grand Escape. Even though you're taking damage and giving Wyatt the ability, you're kind of preventing some of it, at least with the movement out of the zone. And lastly, Smoke and Mirrors. A little bit of an interesting one here. Yes, you can swap and get Houdini out of the way. You're not taking damage. That's, of course, very nice, and what you're going to probably do with this. But as Wyatt, you're okay a little bit attacking if you say you accidentally put a 5 into this, or if you put a second shot considering boosting with a 2 to win combat. If Houdini and Bess are relatively close, such that you can win combat, gain the free action to attack, and attack Houdini, or just draw a card and keep up your hand pressure. So I think this could be a very interesting interaction in this one, and something to look out for sure. Moving on over to Houdini's attacking, the big reveal, of course, is the biggest threat that he has, and he wants to avoid throwing that into something like the Better Swear Me In. Cancel. It's a really sad day for Houdini if it gets thrown into this. Also probably wants to avoid throwing it into Bring Him Justice, because Houdini does have moderately high boost values. He's got some 1s in there for sure, and this could just be a low value block, and it's not doing a whole lot if it is. But it is one of Wyatt's better blocks, and he does have plenty of 3s, so you're going to hope you can throw this into the big reveal into a 3 if possible. Now, I also put here a Magician Never Reveals His Secrets, not for the ability, but for the boost value. A 4 boost here is important for both characters to be mindful of. Both for Houdini as the big reveal, you want to be able to boost with this, so you want to have it in hand, but also, if you attack, not just with big reveal, but with any card, flourish, whatever, and it gets cancelled, Wyatt reveals the 4, you give him a lot of options. He can put this on the bottom, and that sucks because it's a one-off. You only have 1 copy of it, and you really, really want to have it. But also, he can leave it on top if he thinks you're going to attack again, and play Bring Him to Justice. You're kind of forced not to attack if he's got to Bring Him to Justice, because he could be blocking for 8. So just something else to keep in mind as we play this one, if any of these interactions will come up. Overall, I think this match will be a pretty tight one. I think, if anything, in this spot, I think very slightly Wyatt favored, but we'll see what I think after the match. Right now, I think Wyatt going first on the Alamo, the move 3 range center, will have the ability to put pressure when needed and get that jump early to win the game. We'll see what happens.
What it do, baby? It's ARoy. Really excited to get this started. Big appreciation to Zix for bringing me in. I'm really excited to do Matchup of the Month regularly. And I think this is going to be a really fun one, showing off a new fighter, Wyatt Earp, with an old menace, Houdini, that I think he will have an interesting and pretty close matchup into. So I'm just going to give you my breakdown of how I'm planning to play each side. Zix and I played this matchup once before. I was Houdini and I lost a close one, but made a few silly mistakes that I didn't need to. But overall, I think it's a pretty close matchup. And so I'm just going to talk about what I see from each side and how I'm planning to approach our 2 games. So right off the bat, in terms of game plan, big picture, I think you can throw away the value game, the fatigue game. Tempo and hand advantage is everything. Both characters are trying to kill each other. I don't see any way that this is lasting through the end of the decks. I mean, Wyatt has no healing. Houdini has a little bit of healing, but doesn't want to defend a lot. And both characters want to attack a lot and keep aggression up. So I don't see it getting to a fatigue endgame scenario. I just think these characters are going to die first. And we chose this map because it's not the biggest, but it is not that convenient for ranged. It's move 3 ranged, and I believe this spot that Wyatt's on is the only move 3 ranged spot on the whole map. Mostly because the brown zone is pretty inconvenient to get to. Like from here, I believe everything else is move 2, except brown, but brown is really far away. So the map isn't amazing for ranged, but when you consider Doc Holliday's also ranged, the two of them can cover a huge amount of the board. So I think it's a pretty good map for Wyatt while they're both alive, but it gets a lot better for Houdini once Doc dies, and Wyatt doesn't always have control of who he can attack with, which can be pretty annoying. So I think it's a pretty balanced map. And then Wyatt's going to go first because Houdini is a menace going first, and I don't really want to see any games won or lost because Houdini has the god tier opening hand. We've all seen set the stage, knocks out a 1 defense or one of the defenses, and then next trick knocks out the last defense into a 9 value big reveal, and the game's basically over. So Wyatt going first, I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. I think it should be pretty fair, pretty balanced in terms of Houdini shenanigans at the start. And one other thing to note about this map is there is a pocket here. That's the only pocket on the map, so if Houdini really wants to force adjacency, this is a great spot to do it. It's pretty hard to body block. Turn 1, we actually start very close to each other, but because Wyatt goes first, he has to choose whether Doc is going to start up here or up here. Either of those are a maneuver away from Houdini's purple zone, but I can always position Bess in the way. So if I'm here, Bess is right there, can get attacked first turn, but I'm okay with that. Or if you position here, Bess can be there. Either way, you'd need to boost as Wyatt to reach with Doc or Wyatt. So that's a nice thing that even though the 1 and 2 positions are quite close, Bess can help and body block and keep Houdini from getting attacked without a boost turn 1. So now that I've talked a little bit about the big picture of the matchup, I'm going to talk a little bit more about each fighter's game plan. Starting with Houdini, since I'm going to be playing Houdini first. Your game plan as Houdini is obviously to kill Wyatt, but killing Doc is very, very helpful for you for 2 reasons. 1, it really limits his board control. Like I said, this is a move 3 ranged map. Making Wyatt boost is gonna make him spend some cards and lose some value, potentially waste some defenses or waste some high boosts that he won't be able to use to boost second shot or to boost against an illusion. So making him use those boosts is pretty important. And he doesn't have to while Doc is alive. Doc's 4 value card, and the other reason we want to kill Doc is to limit his damage output. Once Doc is dead, outside of the 5s, which obviously are very nice, he has second shots, and that's pretty much it in terms of damage output. So adding 5 extra potential 4s is an absolute game changer in terms of getting damage onto Houdini and getting your ability to trigger, which is going to give you more attacks to put damage on, and it's going to give you draw for hand advantage. Both of those are super, super vital. The Hawk isn't likely to be that critical since you won't always be attacking from adjacent, and Houdini is happy to use boost tricks to come in. But the draw and the action gain to attack are both absolutely vital and critical for maintaining hand advantage, maintaining pressure on Houdini. And so killing Doc, limiting those 4s, extremely helpful. So I think the first set the stage I play is going to really determine my game plan. Based on what I see, if I see that he maybe has You're a Daisy If You Do to save Doc, but doesn't have a ton of good blocks for Wyatt, I might ignore Doc and just go for Wyatt because he has 15 health and no healing and only so many blocks he really wants to use. On the other hand, if I see no 4s and maybe no cancels or 1 cancel, and I rip out the cancel and I think I can kill Doc in a couple hits, maybe even that turn, I'm definitely going to do that. And if I can kill Doc with not too many resources sunk, then I absolutely want to do that. But if I don't think it's going to be easy to kill Doc, I think it's going to be multiple turns. I don't want to waste resources on him, and I'll just pivot to focusing on killing Wyatt. And once I've done that, I'm probably just going to stick with killing Wyatt through the end of the game, unless I get an easy opportunity to kill Doc. He takes something undefended. But in general, that's my game plan, is react based on what the hand I see is with set the stage. Now, in terms of what I'm looking for in my opening hand, set the stage is obviously absolutely critical, something I really want. Smoke and Mirrors is really valuable because if he's action gain attacking Best or putting damage on Best with second shot or a 5, I mean, that's great for me. I'm happy to have Best die. There's not really a reason to keep her alive in this matchup, aside from being able to use her for Smoke and Mirrors to keep Houdini safe. So I always want to keep them in different zones, and ideally not even in spots where someone could attack from the same zone. So if like I put Houdini here and Best here, Wyatt can come up here, and even if I swap, Wyatt can still use the free action to attack Houdini. So I want to avoid that if possible. I want to put them in zones that have no spaces of overlap, no spaces that could reach both zones, if possible. And I always want to, keep Houdini safe if possible. So if I have Smoke and Mirrors, I'm at position Best far away from the action so that I can swap into relative safety. The Smoke and Mirror is very important. And then your red cards. Your red cards are amazing for pressure. Big Reveal obviously is tremendous, but you don't need it early in the game. Your Flourishes and Illusions can do a ton of damage. For my next trick, applies tremendous hand pressure, is so good, and Sleight of Hand is kind of what enables you to get the interactions you need. So finding your reds, all of these are going to be really valuable, really useful early in the game. So those are the most important things. There's nothing else I necessarily need, but obviously other stuff is useful. And then my last note is Houdini is defensively. I want to use movement effects on counterattacks, especially if they're attacking me first action, to minimize multiple attacks. I don't want to get attacked repeatedly. I need to keep my hand up. Because if Houdini does not have much of a hand, he's not much of a threat. Right? I can't be boosting my whole hand away to flourishes or big reveals, and I need to have the agency and flexibility. And Wyatt wants to keep that hand pressure on me. Houdini wants to choose when to engage and when not to engage. So I want some turns off. I want some turns where I dissuade him from attacking me by body blocking with Best, by Grand Escape and running away. So Grand Escape, Vanishing Act, and Smoke and Mirrors are all defenses that let Houdini escape being double attacked or triple attacked with Wyatt's ability. And so using those early in a turn is really useful just to kind of discourage that action gain. So that's my game plan as Houdini. It's really not too different from a normal Houdini game plan. Minimize getting attacked, put hand pressure on, and draw as much as you can while keeping your damage output with your red cards. Use Set the Stage to roll out their best defenses, ideally feints, and play from there. So that's Houdini. Now for the Wyatt side. The Wyatt side is definitely a bit more interesting and a little more nuanced, though maybe that's just because Wyatt's newer, and so he has a less defined standard game plan to me than Houdini does, who kind of we know his standard play pattern. So for Wyatt, I want to use my cards on offense as much as possible to keep winning combats and keep my hand advantage up. Because if I'm attacking, either Houdini is spending cards on defense, which is great because he doesn't have defensive draw. So him spending cards on defense is a win. It's limiting his offensive output in turn. Or I'm getting free damage or attacks from my ability, both of which are great effects. Ideally, I'm getting both, right? If I'm hitting with something big, he defends with something smaller. Ideally, I can get that hand advantage and get some damage in on him. So the more I can attack and use my cards on offense rather than having to use my actions to attack, rather than having to maneuver to rebuild hand advantage and kind of avoid his counter pressure, I want to keep the pressure on him. I want to spend as many actions as I can, putting hand pressure on him by attacking, putting damage pressure on him by attacking, and minimal turns maneuvering. While Houdini is happy to maneuver away, and then bam, he goes in when he has the combo he wants. Now I want to keep Doc alive, especially early in the game. Critical to keep Doc alive. I'm happy to use cancels for Doc. I'm happy to use these 3s for Doc, and I'm even willing to use these 4s to block over taking a hit undefended. I do not want to take any hits undefended with Doc because I don't want him to die to a big reveal early in the game. But the longer the game goes on and the more of his cards I've played, the more I'm willing to let him die, because at that point I may not want to use a cancel on Doc once he's played half of his useful cards, and I might need that to keep Wyatt alive a little later, because end of the day, Wyatt alive is how I win or lose the game. So want to find these Doc cards and play them and use that to proc my ability, but the longer the game goes on, the more I don't need to use my limited defensive resources on Doc. In terms of what I'm going to mulligan for, what I'm going to look for, cancels are always premium against Houdini, absolute premium defense. The only other defense I really want to play against Houdini is Bring Him to Justice, which is actually quite a good block because Houdini has a lot of high boost values, so that's quite useful. But so Bring of Justice in particular, Better Swear Me In, sorry, the cancel is a premium defense. I always want to defend with that if I can, and I don't want them ripped out with set the stage. Fives are great. Those are huge for getting the ability online. And if he's spending a Grand Escape and a 3 boost to make it a 5 and not win combat, that's still a win for me. I'm getting hand advantage, and I'm having him waste 2 key cards. Second Shot is basically an effective 5 because he's not going to defend with misdirection unless he's desperate. So 5s and second shots are great for offensive pressure. Top cards are key because they're offensive pressure and you're getting what you need before he dies. And especially you're a Daisy if you do. A 4 that draws cards is tremendous. So that's what I'm looking for. And like I said, Wyatt really trying to keep that pressure up. Try to position with my 2 fighters so that they're covering different parts of the map. If I go in on Houdini here with Wyatt, I'm going to want to keep Doc somewhere on this other side of the board so he can reach the other zones. So that's a key positioning element. And I just want to keep that pressure on. Attack every turn if possible. Don't waste cards if I don't have to. But I do have some cards I'm willing to give away. You Die First, I think, is very unlikely to be useful. Gunfight at the OK Corral is basically a 0 value block because it's taking 2 damage yourself, and it deals 2 back to them, but a 0 value point blank is not good in this matchup because there's no 1 health sidekicks to pick off. And Fan the Hammer, not very useful at all. It's a bait attack. I can attack with it if needed, and at least bait out a defense or proc my ability if he takes it. But I don't really want to do that. I'd rather hit with something that's actually threatening damage and accelerating my game plan, accelerating Houdini dying. So all of those have 3 boosts, which is awesome, which means I'm good to boost second shot, and I'm good to boost around the map to catch him. But I would say those are the most useless cards. And Vino Veritas can be, especially obviously if Doc dies, but it actually can be really useful, and this is something that Houdini needs to be scared of if he goes in and does too much. If he overextends, we both go down to 1 card in hand or 2 cards in hand, and then Wyatt can pop Vino Veritas. That can totally swing the tempo of the game, and this card is actually quite a bit better than I initially thought on release. It's quite interesting and situationally very powerful. Overall, I think the matchup is slightly Houdini favored because Wyatt only has so many blocks he can play, and 15 health with no healing and go pretty fast, especially with Set the Stage and the offensive pressure Houdini has. Wyatt does not have explosive offensive pressure. He has consistent offensive pressure, and he can grind Houdini down. So I think it's going to be really close. Wyatt going first is huge. I think going first is critical in this matchup. And so I think that's going to keep it pretty even. I think they're both going to be close games. But bottom, at the end of the day, I just think Houdini is going to be able to, I think it's going to come down to low health, and I think Houdini is just a little bit better at finding those lethals, like Set the Stages, misdirections, and his big boostable cards that are going to be able to let him kill. But it's not going to be easy. He's going to have to take some hits. He's going to have to win some combat mind games. I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be a close matchup. And yeah, cannot wait to see what this first matchup of the month has in store.
Let's get into the game, shall we?
Let's do it. Show me that big money.
Okay. Ooh.
Now that's interesting.
I've got one of the hands of all time.
I also do.
I think I know what I'm doing with mine.
I do not know what I'm doing with mine. Yeah, pretty fascinating stuff for sure.
Oh my gosh.
What do you do with this? Yeah, I'm keeping.
You're gonna keep? Okay, no, I am 100% mulliganing this hand. I'll even give you a little sneak peek at this one.
Yeah.
Double Fan the Hammers.
Okay. Well,
1 defense.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think this isn't the worst hand. The problem is you only have 1 defense, so Set the Stage kills you.
Yeah, that's my concern. I mean, sure, it's a nice aggressive hand.
A good boost for second shot and a 5, and you're going first.
2 5s,
but
bunch of draw. No dot cards though, which I think hurts.
Yeah, that's true too. You do need dot cards.
But let's see if we can get a little bit better luck here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is a perfect hand. Perfect. No.
All right. Where do you want Doc?
Let's get the Doc out here.
Sounds good. Then we go here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have fun.
Yeah. Good luck. Have fun. All right. Let's start like every great game with a maneuver.
You could just attack Vess.
I could. But that'd be so So boring.
I have to deal with her at some point.
I do have to deal with her at some point. Let's see. So we'll do this. It's fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. And I'll have Wyatt attack Beth. Oh,
I'll take it.
okay. So
Yeah.
she takes
Okay. So you're making me decide
Mhm.
now.
I guess I make the first call. I will.
So right, best takes 2.
Best takes 2. I'll take the ping onto. Let's put a ping onto Beth.
On bets.
On Beth.
Okay. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
This is a tough call because viewers know that I wanted a little intel before having to make this decision.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. I will decide to deal the damage to Doc.
Doc, okay. And I will deal my next damage to Houdini.
Funny, Doc again.
Okay. I split it up. Never get to see that one. And then I'll ability to gain a free action to attack.
Absolutely.
And I will. Let's go ahead and have. Yeah, let's have Wyatt attack this.
Okay, so you have both gunfights, perhaps? That's why you wanted her too? I could see that. We'll take it. Oh, it's Marshall and an Outlaw. Okay, so she's dead.
She's dead.
And I discard. I will discard. Yeah, it's a tough call. I'm gonna discard an illusion.
Okay. And I will draw with ability.
Certainly.
All right. Your turn.
Yep. Maneuver. Good start for you for sure.
I certainly can't complain.
Okay. Maneuver again.
Makes sense.
Your turn.
All right. I'll maneuver. And we'll have Doc attack Houdini.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll boost that with a 3.
I will take the 3 and move you there.
Okay. Let's see what to do with the ability. Obviously can't gain the free action to. I guess I could gain the free action to attack and not use it. That'd be
I was hoping you were attacking with if you're a daisy. If you do, I move you out. You can't attack, and if you draw, you're overdrawing.
Yep. I think I will draw. Yeah, let's just draw.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, trying to think if there's anything else there. It's your turn.
Yeah, I mean, if you had left Wyatt and white, you could move Doc and then force me to end in your zone if I want to hit Doc.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll maneuver. And I'll attack.
Let's see.
All right.
Okay. Don't believe you take any damage.
No damage.
But
I will not move. And I will draw.
okay.
I'll attack again.
Doc will take it. Okay, yeah, let's go.
I draw 1.
Both for my next tricks.
Yeah. And I'll attack.
The doc will die.
Excellent. Happy with
unfortunate.
Happy with that for sure.
All right. Let's maneuver.
Yep.
Let's do that. We'll scheme. You die first. And we'll move you. It doesn't make a huge difference. We'll move you here. And of course, we'll use the free action to attack Houdini.
Probably a 5.
Could be anything. Could be Fin the Hammer.
We only have 3 cards. I think we want to win combat. Yeah.
Fair.
So I'm gonna boost with a sleight of hand.
Okay. So no damage.
So I draw first, and then I can choose where to go.
Yep.
Let's see. I'll go there.
Okay.
And it's my turn.
Yep.
All right, pass it over to me.
Oh, whoops.
You're good. Have to give up that sleight of hand for sure.
You got another one.
I'll attack.
Alright, let's think. What is this? Both next tricks gone. It's probably just like a flourish. 3 cards in hand. Sure, let's do this. Yeah. Oh, damn.
That's nice.
Unfortunate for me. It's a 2.
This stays on top. You're taking 1 right now. Yeah. I'm gonna boost with the misdirection.
Okay, so I take 4
damage.
Alright.
Then I'll maneuver.
Okay. I'll maneuver. And we'll maneuver again.
Yep.
Your turn.
Maneuver. Maneuver again. I'm good.
Okay. I'll maneuver.
Mhm.
Maneuver again.
Mhm.
Go here. Your turn.
Okay. Maneuver. Hmm. Hmm. I'll maneuver again. Mm-hmm. And I'll boost with a misdirection.
Okay.
And then there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I will maneuver.
Mhm.
So just maneuver again.
Love that.
Yeah.
Thought
No,
about
not
playing
yet.
around the game.
We will get rid of this.
Yeah, that is the obvious choice.
Your turn.
One boost from Doc, not very useful. We're gonna maneuver. Hmm.
Why, hello there.
I will attack.
Okay. Let's think. Probably we'll go with this.
Great.
Don't show me another one. I guess the one's fine. Okay.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Yeah.
Grand escape on top. I will go 1, 2, 3 like so.
Alright. Little vanishing act there.
Yep.
I'll maneuver.
Yep.
And I will...
Okay.
I'll go ahead and boost with a dock card. And we'll have Wyatt attack.
Yeah. So you want to activate ability, so it's got to be a 5 or a second shot. Hmm. I'm gonna play another vanishing act.
Alright,
Okay.
we will second shot it and get you for 3 more.
Yep. I'll go there.
Alright, and I will draw.
Yep.
Your turn.
Maneuver. I'll set stage.
Alright. Let's give you my hand.
Okay, that's good.
No big old 5s for you to rip out.
Taking the cancel.
Yeah, I'm losing that.
That's for sure. Go there. And attack.
We'll do this.
Alright, so
Show me
please.
magician.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a 4.
Yeah. Boost mine would be a 7.
Alright, yeah.
So I draw 1. And then I can return 1. Call. I don't have this. I'm gonna return the flourish.
Okay.
Your turn.
Alright, let's see. To attack or to maneuver? That is the question.
Yep.
I think I will maneuver first.
Okay.
And I'll attack Houdini.
Figured. The question is what I discard. More of this. I'm gonna get rid of all part of that shell. Alright. Maneuver. Maneuver. You don't have that many 2 boosts. If you boost to me, you're probably boosting with a 3 anyway. Yeah, I'm fine there.
Alright, I'll maneuver. What to do.
Yeah. You can no longer block for higher than 3. Basically, all you have cancels and 3s.
We'll do that. You die first.
Okay.
Pop you over here. And we'll attack with this one. Okay.
That's nice. No more schemes for you. That's good. Maneuver. Oh, you have 2 cards. I know one of them's a gunfight.
The other one could be anything.
For sure. For sure. But I think we stay away. All maneuver. Good.
Alright. We'll maneuver.
Yep.
And maneuver again.
Yep.
Your turn.
Maneuver. At the stage.
Alrighty.
Come on, baby. Ooh, only 1 cancel.
I don't got both.
Uh-oh, well that one's gone.
Yeah. That's 2 cancels ripped out by set the stage.
I mean, that is what I want for sure.
100%.
So you can block with 3s.
That I can do you. What do you got, Houdini?
I think I win.
No.
We'll go there. I guess we'd rather go here. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess we'd rather be there. Let me just do some math. You're at 6. Yeah, that is just barely gonna do it.
I think I'm dead, guys. I don't think this is a big reveal. And
Yeah.
I think I'm dead.
So not yet. I boost with action.
Not yet. Oh, okay. So I take.
You take 3.
Take 3.
Oh yeah, you do draw, so you do have a. Yeah, you're not dead yet.
Let's go.
I return Grand Escape.
Draw for the rescue.
Yeah, I honestly forgot about the pesky draw from this. Attack. Okay, we're
Draw doesn't
good.
matter when you draw Fan the Hammer.
Let's go! Come on, baby.
Ah, GG's. Perfect
All right.
weasel there.
Yeah, that was close. That was very
Let's
close.
see. There's my other cancel. If only those were in a different order, but it happens. There's a
Yeah, needed
5.
the cancel.
All my dot cards. Just.
Yeah, would have loved to have the 4 boost and the sleight of hand. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I think that went about as I wanted it to. I mean, I really wanted to use my movement effects to minimize your action gains, which I did. I don't think you ever got a free action to attack. Maybe
Uh,
once.
I think
I
only
mean, you got it on
once,
best,
but
but
yeah,
you can have it on best
but
for
it was on
sure.
best. Um,
Um,
yeah, and no real opportunity for me to use anything that Doc had. I mean, of course, I had the
right.
mulligan and didn't draw into anything useful for Doc.
Yeah, I
Um,
gotta show you this opening hand.
oh man.
Was it? Yeah, this was my opening hand.
Ooh, okay. Could have been
And
interesting.
so my thought is you can't double attack me, even if you boost in. Vanishing Act escapes me a double attack guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it does. Yep.
So that's key. And then I have I want the offensive pressure early, and I really want to set the stage too. But you can't have it all. And I felt like for offensive pressure, I mean, for my next trick does a lot, and the 4s punish almost all your defenses really hard,
Yep.
getting 2-for-1s or dealing big damage. But I didn't have a lot of things to boost them, so when I had to discard, I felt like it had to be a 4 when you killed Best with your discard effect, Marshal and an Outlaw.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, I could discard Vanishing Act, but I can't run the risk of no defenses and you double attack. So I have to have Vanishing Act. Vanishing Act, really important. Also, it was when we were in this position, really nice to kite and make you boost. I really like that.
Yep, that was really good.
The scheme was more relevant in this matchup than I expected. I think this card is not very useful and usually just a boost. But in this one, especially on this map, when I'm usually near a lot of zone cutoffs and it's not that easy for you to reach me all the time, especially when Doc is dead,
Yep.
that was actually pretty important.
Being able to play it and bring you out into the white zone almost guaranteed. I mean, of course, there's a couple spots on the map, no, not 100%, but it was very, very nice, cross map, dragging you into this one over here. Was nice.
Right, because it's better than just boosting with it because you're putting me in a position where I'm still not adjacent, which isn't the end of the world for me as Houdini, but it's still nice for you.
It's better. I'd rather not get double attacked, You don't need a wind up. You can just go for it if you're next to me. So, and if I'm putting you far enough away, like when I put you over here and I was out here, I'm not worried about a vanishing, right? That's not going to get to me in 3 spaces. My starting hand had both of the gunfights at the OK Corral. Mulligan to that. So I was actually putting Best down to 2 just in case, so I could kill her if need be. But I decided to. I mean, you could have argued up with the damage into Houdini. I think it was nice to kill Best because then you had to play the 3s as blanks, but I didn't have any of my 5s to really punish that.
Well, right. If you're planning to attack Best with a 3, why put her down to 2?
Yeah, that's a fair point. Honestly, it was just a little bit of waffling on my part, right?
Sure.
And I wanted to keep options open. I figured 1 damage is probably not going to do it on Houdini. In hindsight, I think I could have done that, and that would have probably made a little bit better, a little bit more optimal.
I mean, I just think I'm never going to defend Bess, really. I don't really want to waste the smoke and mirrors and the beautiful Bess on her. I'd rather use them for their effects, or even smoke and mirrors as a blank 3 for Houdini is not that bad. It really helped me in this late game situation in the orange zone. So I just think you should expect me not to defend, and if I do defend, you're not killing her either way. So I just think getting more damage on Houdini is always better.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think in hindsight, that's probably something I should have done. I mean, in the end, it didn't really make any difference, but in hindsight, I think I would do that.
For sure.
I think this match, I mean, we'll see what happens here in game 2. Getting the dot cards is going to matter a lot. I mean, if it's general Wyatt stuff, but also...
I'm just going to draw my dot cards, and then I'll just win. That's kind of the game plan.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to ever blame a game on draw. You won this one fair and square. However... I'm very curious if you do end up here against Wyatt getting these dot cards, how different the game could look. I
Right.
think that could make a pretty large difference in this one.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
Where did one card go? This. So let's swap up here.
Yeah. Do you want to flip the sides of the, or do you want to switch
Let's just
colors?
change colors. Let's change colors. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll become white. You become green.
Yep. All right. Oh, it feels good on this side of the table. Hmm.
Oh,
I
like
always
that.
am a green player at heart.
That's fair. I like purple, but as great as this tournament table is, shout out to the people who made this table for Spring of Myths. The purple is all the way over off the board,
Yeah.
so I can't be
Yeah.
purple, and it's tragic. But all right, let's see if we
Well,
can.
it seems like the colors are pretty standardized. I don't know if it's like a TTS default thing. It
I
might
don't
not be
know.
table specific.
I've seen the purple and on some of the other tables do that, but
You see it
I don't
in
know how it
different ones?
works. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Let's see what I get.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I'll keep.
Still thinking of mine. Interesting hand. Let's mulligan it.
Fair enough.
Maybe that's a controversial decision there, but
Viewers are gonna flame you.
they'll be like, "Why'd you mulligan that? You had the perfect opening hand."
Oh. All right. So, which side do I want Donk on? Hmm. Yeah, I think I want him there.
That makes sense. And we'll mirror actually what you did. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Have fun.
Yep. Good luck. Have
Pass
fun.
it over to me.
I don't see it. I guess we need to reset it.
Huh.
There we go.
All right.
get
Let's
to it.
start with the maneuver. Hmm. I'll play you die first.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. Doc will attack Houdini.
Doc. Okay. Feels like a 4. I wonder why.
Doc never throws up 4s.
I mean, it could be a second shot for sure.
For sure, for sure. Probably want to misdirection it.
Well, if it is that, we'll go with this. Let's put it over here.
Oh yeah.
All good. Yeah, it is. You did draw your purple 4.
We do like the. So you go first.
Yeah, I take 2. I will. Yeah, I'll just bounce. I guess I can.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that.
Good. I'll draw my 2. And I'll gain a reaction to.
You're not gonna shoot my assistant, are you?
Tempting.
She didn't do anything.
Right. That is what they all say. Um. Oh, I'll draw.
That makes sense.
Your turn.
All right. I'll maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of decision here. Quite
Yeah.
the choice, quite the dilemma. I will go ahead and have Bess attack the dock.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Play this. Yeah. You want to boost?
Yeah, we'll boost and gain an action. Give him
One.
And then I will maneuver.
Works for me.
Yeah, we'll just chill here. Your turn.
Maneuver. This is gunfight. Dock attacks. Houdini.
The dock. Alright, we'll do this. Alright. 4. We will boost with an all part of the show.
Very good.
Healing 2.
Oh,
Best
you
will
move.
take 2
Yeah.
eventually here, but yeah, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Yeah.
Your turn.
Alright, we'll maneuver. And I'll maneuver again.
Maneuver. Maneuver. Okay.
Alright, let's maneuver. And maneuver again. Your turn.
Maneuver. Let's.
What do you got, Doc? Or Wyatt, I guess, in this case.
Oh man. What should we do?
Yeah, come dance, Wyatt.
Attack.
Let's have some fun. Alright. What do I want to do? What do I expect this is? I think I'd still do this.
Okay.
Okay. So take one, I can move you, then I discard, then you I can move myself, I guess, but stance you there.
You discard.
What to discard? What to discard? I will discard this.
Yep. So you get the draw. That's nice. And I get an effect, which is gonna be moving here, and you can go.
All right. Let's see.
Do you approach?
That is the $1,000,000 question. I'll maneuver.
Yep.
I'll maneuver again.
Okay.
Your turn.
Maneuver. And attack.
Fuck yeah. And we will boost with sleight of hand.
Yep. You draw, and you can move.
Let me think. Just move these cards, but I think what I want to do. I think I'm okay there.
Your turn.
Let's maneuver and set the stage. Oh boy.
Pretty sick stuff.
2 cancels in hand.
Yeah, I drew both of them on the Daisy if you do draw from the first attack.
Wow.
That was nice.
That's a stacked hand. I'm not gonna lie.
That's nice, man.
That's a very nice hand.
Yep.
Let's think about this then for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get rid of a cancel, or do I get rid of the dock Daisy if you do? Wow, that is a stacked hand.
Nice.
Sure, I'll get rid of a cancel.
Of course.
You're good to move back into us if you want.
Of course.
Okay. Let's see, I can still move Houdini anywhere. I don't think I really want to, unless I want to go smack dock.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we'll attack Wyatt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you want to play?
I knew we'll cancel. Probably a 4.
Yeah,
That's fine.
take the one.
I'll take a look. I'll leave that on top.
Sure.
And I'll actually copy it.
And your turn.
Okay. Attack.
Mm-hmm. It's gotta be the discard unless you want to bait with the fan the hammer. So we'll do this. I'll do it over here. Yeah, it's the discard.
Worse. Air effect first.
1 damage.
That's yeah, you can put me. Yeah. Yep.
Move you there. And I got a discard.
Yep.
What to discard? You're gonna love this.
Probably.
Get rid of misdirection.
I do love that for sure. I'll draw with my ability. And then I will maneuver. I think that's pretty decent. Your turn.
All right, I'll maneuver.
You have a nice hand, is what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of a bind, is it not? I'll go here, and I'll play Magician.
Fair enough.
Toucan action. And I'll attack Wyatt.
Not a gunfight. Nice.
Okay.
I'll deal Houdini too.
Yeah. And I will
What do you want?
deal it. Let's do it to Wyatt.
Both of them?
And won't move, just draw.
Mm-hmm.
We'll attack Wyatt again.
Like this.
So we'll boost with this.
Uh-huh.
And let's see. This one.
Fair enough. So you
Five,
get
so
yours
4
is
damage.
5. So that's 2 and then 2 more.
Yep.
And you
I'll-
heal.
Yep. And I will return the misdirection.
Fair enough. And I draw one from my
Yes. Your turn.
hmm. I'll maneuver. And then Wyatt will attack.
Let's see. I'll take this.
Great.
Okay. Alright.
Take the 3 action. An attack. Wyatt.
Yeah. Wyatt attacks. Sure.
Yep. Your turn.
I'll maneuver. And I'll maneuver again.
Yep.
Your turn.
Maneuver. Wyatt attacks.
Okay.
You first.
Yeah. I will. We'll boost with the other sleight of hand.
Okay. I will not boost.
Mm-hmm.
And you can place. Your turn.
We'll attack Wyatt.
I'll boost with Family Hammer.
Okay, so I'll take one.
You're not boosting.
I think. Let's see. Yeah, we won't boost.
You're okay. One more action.
I know one of the cards in your hand.
Yep.
Maneuver.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
Maneuver. Vino Veritas.
Alright.
Doc attack best.
Doc attacks best. It's probably the 4. Yeah, she'll take it.
Yep. The 4. I draw 2. And I'll gain the action to attack, which will be this.
Alright.
Nice.
So I take 2. And you can
Yeah.
draw or move.
Mm-hmm. I'll draw.
I'll maneuver. I'll maneuver again.
Certainly.
And I'll boost that, dealing 2 to Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Go here. Your turn.
Sounds maneuver. Boost with game. And I just want to be sure I'm not missing any defenses, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. You go like that. Is there any reason to move Wyatt in? Don't think so. You boosted with misdirection. Yeah, I guess I get it, but I also think you only have 1 defense now. I mean, you have 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So then this should be lethal. And this time I'm confident. But you never know with
You
me.
think you're correct, which is unfortunate
Okay.
for me.
Dock attack.
Let's see. I mean, this is a 4 every day.
So I gain the free action to attack and dock attacks again.
And I can't defend.
Yep. Good
That's
game.
GG's.
All right.
Dang.
First matchup of the month is a dub for your boy. We like that.
Yeah, well played, well played. I guess for starters, big difference having the dot cards.
For sure.
Getting that draw and getting that aggression early. Yeah, no zeros.
Yeah, I honestly would have been happy to have them so I could defend a little more, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing I was feeling, and that was my game plan was like I want to put hand pressure on you all the time. Like you need cards to succeed. Like you cannot play low hand effectively.
Yes.
And you don't want to take hits in this matchup. So if I just attack you consistently, you just don't really have the time to do anything. So it did feel more comfortable for me as Wyatt than as Houdini, I think.
Yeah, and I guess I can reveal now at the start of this, my thought was that this was going to be slightly Wyatt favored
Right.
on this match. Of course, I couldn't prove that as Wyatt myself, but
I mean, yeah, I thought it was really close to even, but I gave the slight edge to Houdini because I think he has the more consistent damage output, and like, I just thought over time Wyatt was gonna be able to die from bursts, whereas Houdini has to be slowly ground down.
yep.
But I mean, obviously going first is key, and that really helps Wyatt.
100%. I think that if
I don't
this
think the
is
map is that great for Wyatt. I thought this was a good map pick for a pretty even map in the matchup.
Yeah, I would say, in my opinion, I think if Houdini's going first here, this is a pretty Houdini favored match, or at least much better for Houdini.
Definitely better.
But with Wyatt going first, and on a map that I think, like you said, is a pretty neutral site map, is going to be really solid for him, and that's why I gave a very slight edge to Wyatt here. He has the damage and he has the pressure. I think the important thing is being able to get draw.
Yes.
And I think maybe I didn't put enough aggression in my first game. I mean, even if I didn't have the dot cards, I still can put a bit of pressure that I probably didn't. I didn't completely sell out for it, which maybe you'd have to do. I also, of course, as Houdini did not go for Doc in this one, mainly because I was put on the back foot too early, in my opinion, to be able to do much about that. And then,
I
of
agree.
course, using my set the stage and finding you have 2 cancels instead of 1 is pretty tough.
That was nice.
And I didn't see a lot of draw that I
No.
had, which I think Houdini really needs his draw. Like, you keeping a very aggressive hand, I think, was the move in the first game.
Right.
I had to I mulliganed my first hand because it was pretty defensive, and I was kind of mirroring that a little bit because I agree. And then I drew into another pretty defensive hand. So it is what it is. Like, I had all 3 vanishing acts pretty quickly. I got most of the grand escapes, and like you counted, I was running out of defenses. I boosted with the misdirection, trying to get a little bit of damage.
It made sense. I mean, you have to hope that I can't kill you and
Yeah.
that you can find a lethal. And at least you make me boost to reach you. So
Yeah.
I thought it made sense in terms of like your only way you win is by, maybe you top deck set the stage next turn and can win on that on a big hit, and
You're not going to be able to take me in one go, so misdirection could bring me down to that threshold. So I think that made sense. And at that point, you were in a losing spot.
I think so.
I mean, Houdini hates discards, and I mean, Martial and Outlaw is so important. I think that's kind of a microcosm of the matchup. Like, if Wyatt is able to use this on offense, that means he has enough time to use it on offense, which isn't always a given, because I kind of want to attack with something that's more likely to win combat, like a 5, a 4, or a second shot first, and then combo that. Obviously, you want to play movement defenses like Vanishing Act, Grand Escape, or Smoke and Mirrors to get away. I was also positioning so hard around Smoke and Mirrors, which you did not have for a long time.
Yes.
Like, there was the one turn I could have attacked you, but I did not want you to Smoke and Mirrors, and then I get nothing out of my ability. So I maneuvered to here so that if you play Smoke and Mirrors, I can level a second attack at you through Dock.
Yep, and I think that was when I only had the misdirection as my defense there.
Yeah. So that's a bummer, because I had the second shot and the 5. And also,
Yep.
you did a nice job calling that. I mean, I thought you might defend the first, and so I wanted to make sure I win combat, because I
Yeah, it
didn't
was
think
a
there was any way you
50-50.
were boosting that.
Um,
But I mean, I'd rather get the 2 attacks, even if you cancel one, than risk ending the turn because you cancel the second shot and call it right.
yeah, for sure, and especially because my cancels aren't like any other character's cancels. They're losing net 2 damage that I would get to deal to you.
Right, super high opportunity cost to playing it on defense, which is what I mean. Like, yeah, I mean, that's a great example of the matchup. Like, Wyatt wants to make you use your cards on defense. Like, if you have to play Grand Escape and boost it with a sleight of hand, that's tremendous for me as Wyatt. Like, I love that, and I love forcing you into that. And if I have the time to play Martial and Outlaw on offense so I can get the discard, that's a huge deal. If I can use my Dock 4s on offense rather than, like, there was a time, if you had come in on him, I probably would have had to defend him with this, because I don't really want to use Huckleberry or cancels on him. I would have if I had to, but I don't want to take, because the risk of you throwing an undefended 4 with a 3 boost and killing him in one shot is pretty high at 7. At 8, I probably would take, honestly, because I don't think you're throwing a big reveal by the mid game on him. Especially not without a set the stage. Having seen my hand, if you know it's lethal, then sure. But outside of that, I don't think you throw a big reveal at him. But the risk of a 4 going undefended is too high, so I think I would have to throw this. And so, like, if I am given the time to, and I'm able to pressure you enough that I can put the hand advantage cards, play them on offense, then I'm in a great spot. And Houdini is scared and he's running for defenses, because it's not like he has inbuilt draw the way Wyatt does with this and his ability. Houdini needs the draw through pressure, and he's boosting flourishes, and he's playing big reveals and stuff like that, and he's getting hand advantage by going in and set the stage, and he's getting a hand advantage by making you boost into him and running away, and just with 2 ranged bodies, it's very hard to run away, which is the other reason it's important to kill Doc. But obviously you don't always have the time for that.
100%. Another interaction I wanted to point out, and it happened, I believe, in this one. Second shot, and I pointed this out in my analysis, into Grand Escape. Super nice view, because like you said, if you're forcing me to boost with a boost 3, like a sleight of hand or anything else, you're fine. You don't have to boost, and you're just like, okay, sure, but now you've burned one of your good cards. You're forcing me to use an attack effectively as a defense, to prevent you from boosting over winning combat.
And if you don't boost, I mean, you're playing the Grand Escape as a blink too, which is one of your only good defenses, and I'm getting my effect and ability off, which is terrible. And all of my worst cards in the matchup are boost 3s. Like, I still think this isn't very good in the matchup.
Yep.
Gunfight is quite bad in the matchup. And that's a boost 3, and Fan the Hammer is a boost 3. So all of those are premium boost fodder. Also, later game, In Vino Veritas for sure can be,
Yep.
and I mean, if Doc's dead, obviously this is also a boost 3. But so, like, a lot of the stuff that you want to throw away, particularly these 3, are boost 3s, which is great for second shot, and it didn't come up, but it's also great for boost. Oh, it did come up once. I did boost the illusion defense to make sure I won, which was nice. The ping on You're My Huckleberry, I'm Your Huckleberry is certainly nice.
And I had debated throwing something. I had, in that case, I believe I had the big reveal was in my hand as well, and I debated boosting with that, but that felt awful. Because sure, it could make it a 7 and do you some damage back. But
No,
there
you
goes all
can't.
the rest of my damage.
Exactly.
I think the big turning points in this match are set the stage. I do agree that this, the Martial and Outlaw is a really big one. Getting a Daisy if you do. I think those cards are big. I also think, for my next trick, really useful. You had both of them in your game as Houdini, and I think you used them very, very well. It's not only it's attack with action gain and withdraw. If you fainted, you don't really care so much. But if it's not fainted, you're burning more cards. You're getting rid of more defenses for Wyatt. You're keeping your hand pressure because you're staying at the same hand count with the draw, and your opponent's going down. And you're giving yourself an option of flexibility because Houdini isn't like one of these Stars and Stripes fighters. He gains real actions.
Right.
So
next trick is tremendous, and when the whole matchup revolves around hand advantage, which I think it completely does, next trick is tremendous. Totally agree.
Yes. I think that's the best way to sum up this match, is that it is a game of hand advantage. And I think in games of hand advantage and in games of pressure, and I think I described this one in the analysis as a damage race, going first or second makes a massive difference. And I think the map is, while it does matter that it's a good ranged map here for Wyatt, he needs something. I think on a really, really good ranged map, he can maybe get it done from second position. But I think going first on any map is going to be pretty favored for that side in this case. So in my opinion, I would give this final verdict for this match with Wyatt going first on the Alamo against Houdini, slightly Wyatt favored, probably something like 55-45. But what do you think?
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, I felt more comfortable as Wyatt, and there were times that I only had one defense in hand. That you have 2 cards in hand. Like, the only time that I'm under any pressure or I'm like scared, you're even more scared because I have 4 cards and only one of them is a defense for Wyatt, 2 of them are attacks, and one of them's a dot card or something. But you have 2 cards in hand. Like, you can't really do anything. Like, worst case, you boost with set the stage and you flourish me for 6, and now you have no cards, and like I can get my ability off and stuff. Like, it just doesn't really work because my ability punishes you for overextending so much. So, I mean, I definitely think Wyatt is very solid. I mean, he's obviously someone who wants to pressure a lot, and I think this highlights that he can deal with counter pressure pretty well. And, you know, characters that just want to hyper aggress you, he will do well into because they can't have the defensive tools to, you know, consistently shut you down. So, like, I'd be curious. I mean, yeah, the fact that he's good here makes me wonder about how he'd do against like a Raph or even like a Raptors, because I do think like Raptors, for example, like I think his draw can snowball, like kind of the opposite of Blackbeard. Like Blackbeard is normally so good because he is so hard to win combats against him, and he just keeps winning combats and keeping his doubloons. And if he loses combats, then he starts snowballing poorly, where he starts losing combats, he starts giving up doubloons, his effects are blank. But that rarely happens because his defenses are so good. Wyatt, I think, is easier to stop, especially if you're a strong defensive character. If you can block Doc for 4, if you have high value blocks, you know, you'll lose a few combats against 5s, but like if you can weather the storm a bit, you're not going to lose that many combats. But once you start losing combats, it can really snowball, and Wyatt's winning combats, he just keeps the pressure on, and it keeps accelerating his game plan as he draws more cards, can get more free actions to attack, and his hand advantage on you
and it like only increases. The gap gets wider and wider the more he wins combats. So I think that's pretty cool, pretty interesting. I do think he's good, and I think he's better than some give him credit for. I don't think he's a top tier fighter or anything, because 15 health with no healing, some sketchy blocks, and he relies a lot on his damage output, which varies a lot based on the defensive package he's going up against, is not that reliable. But his ability is quite strong. Double ranged is always big. And he has enough interesting tools to be a little bit versatile with the discards, with the pings in matchups where he wants to deal with sidekicks. A bit of some movement effects from his ability, like you can play him like a ranged Bruce, attacking and then forcing initiative on the opponent, and you get double and triple attacks when you want. He has an interesting kit, and I do think this showcases that like he can deal with pressure and counter pressure very well.
Yes, I agree with almost everything you said there. I think it's a very good analysis. I think this is convincing me a little bit that Wyatt's weakness isn't really pressure characters. Even though his defensive package, you might look at it and say it's not the greatest. But because of that snowball effect that you're talking about and the draw and the hand pressure that he can put on, his weakness is really characters who are very defensive. I don't think Blackbeard, for instance, would be a very fun game for Wyatt. Because he's got to win so many combats, and characters who can consistently block for 4 are going to put him in a little bit of a tough situation. But I mean, if Wyatt has game into someone like Houdini, who is, I mean, honestly one of the best characters in the game in terms of just like pure raw power. He's got so much damage, so much aggression. If he can handle him, he can handle probably quite a few other fighters. Would be definitely very curious to see him into something like a Raph, something like Raptors, or even other aggressive characters. Bruce could be interesting, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, very fun games. I appreciate you coming out here for these games, and you know, can't wait to get into more matches. You know, I think I mentioned in the introduction here, this series heavily inspired by Zero Skater's matchup of the month. Very excited to be making some new content about that.
Yeah, me too. Definitely legends of the game that it's cool to get to pay homage to. So we'll have to see if you can level out the series all time in May. We'll see what we have in store. But yeah, no, definitely a blast. And I mean, it's a cool dynamic matchup. Like both characters want to interact a good amount. Houdini a lot in a short amount of time. Wyatt just grinding over the course of the game consistently. But I mean, I think that, yeah, pretty fun, pretty dynamic, a lot of cool interactions. And I mean, this is a matchup that definitely could come up if people let Houdini through in Spring of Myths. I think he'll mostly be banned, but I think there are enough Houdini matchups that I do think he could get through. Stars and Stripes, maybe not a great set for him. Definitely George is not ideal for him.
Yep.
I mean, he can probably handle Rosie just because she can't really do much about his shenanigans when she has no machines up. And John, I don't know, but probably would be good for Houdini. But at least a couple even-ish, maybe even slightly unfavored matchups for Houdini. I can see why they put him in the cast, and we'll see if over time he gets less of a perma-ban status.
Definitely very excited to see how this meta in Spring of Myths evolves. Definitely agree with the Washington, definitely agree with Wyatt here. John is interesting. I don't know how that one would go, but I agree. I think it's slightly Houdini favored, if not more.
Yeah, I mean, he can't cancel Big Reveal or Flourish. Like, he's just going to be taking so much damage. John doesn't have that much draw. Like, I think Houdini's just going to run over him. And yeah, John can hit you hard a couple times, but I just don't think he has the draw to sustain pressure. And like, I just think he's like, John's going to have to be running away, and he's really good at running away, but Houdini can just boost to you.
Yep.
So I think that one should be fine for Houdini. I think that should be pretty comfortable. But I do think this is a very legit, not easy matchup for Houdini, and I think George is as well. So Yeah, super fun. Definitely interested to see if viewers have any thoughts, things they would like to see either in this match, in the matchups in general, or specific thoughts for next matchups. We'll probably keep doing some Stars and Stripes characters. But yeah, hope we get some engagement. Interested to see what people think of the games. And yeah, can't wait for next month.
Yeah, 100% echo everything you just said. And thank you all to the viewers watching this one. Got a lot more content on the way. Next one of this will be in May. We are going to be posting these once a month. Should be mostly here with ARoy. And yeah, got some other content coming too. Got a tier list breakdown video. Some of you might have seen montages. Tier list composite for the competitive scene. Very cool. Highly recommend checking it out. Should be linked in the description. ARoy and I both had our tier lists in that video, and we'll be breaking down some of the thought process as to what went into them and why we did what we did. And I've got a little bit of a special announcement with my tier list, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, if there's anything else you'd want to add, ARoy, I think we are going to wrap it up here.
Works for me. Thanks for the games. Pleasure as always. And yeah, no, excited to see the series evolve. This will be fun to look back on as the first one of hopefully a long series.
Absolutely. Hopefully, my last 2 losses against you.
Yeah, we'll see about
that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will catch you all later. See ya.
Take it easy.